Hey there troopers, this is Random Game Channel, here to talk about the new game mode, Critical Strike. It's kind of like Advanced and Secure, where you drop down on a planet, you have some objectives to do, except that unlike the other game modes, these first few set of objectives are not mandatory. I repeat. These first set of objectives are not mandatory. They are just secondary objectives that are optional to complete. Typically, these things are things like rescue AI troopers, recover Federation supplies like those MI caches. So those MI caches, they can randomly spawn any item in the loadouts, or sometimes they'll even give you a rocket launcher. So those are kind of like the more minor ones that are totally optional. But the other things that you'll run into are destroy the Hive core. I know I said that these secondary objectives are optional. This is the one that's the exception. Just like an arc, if you leave it unintended, they're just going to continually spawn bugs. The same thing goes for bug holes. If you leave those unintended, well, those things are just going to overrun you. Then you start hemorrhaging reinforcement tickets. From the more than several games that I've played so far, going after these objectives, they're not really important. They don't give a good enough reward to stick around to complete them. I don't see them helping out too much in the boss fight at the end of the game. So I recommend, like, if you can pick up an objective real quick, go ahead and do it. But just go straight to the main objective area, which I'm pretty sure will always be in the south by southwest area. You probably don't know where that is. Use your compass. Okay. Open up the TAC map. This is a game mode where you kind of need to open up the TAC map and see where the hell everything's at. Okay. You need to zoom out and pan around enough so you can see, because the map can be a little big. But eventually, when you do zoom out, you should see this large rectangle on the map. And that's where you need to rally. Now, as you're trying to approach that rally area, bug holes will open up, so definitely close those out because you're going to get overwhelmed. And if you do have Hive core, that's as your objective, I recommend destroying those as well, because those will continually spawn bugs. So that's like the only secondary objective that I highly recommend you complete. Everything else is optional. It's that and the bug holes, because those will overwhelm troopers and you lose tickets. Now, you don't want to spend too much time out in the field lollygagging, because eventually you will die, and your team will eventually die at some point too, which will cause the team to lose more tickets. So reinforcement tickets, just like every game mode, is very limited. So you need to make sure you have enough tickets going into the final boss fight to be able to have enough troopers to respawn, because they will die in the final boss fight. So that's something that everybody needs to be aware of. The longer you take, the more chances you die, and the more tickets you waste. Also, in order to get the game to proceed, 12 out of the 16 troopers need to be in that rally area that I mentioned. Once that goes, make sure that you're not in the center of that circle, and then Vulture 1 should drop the mining rig. If you're in the exact middle, there's a good chance that you'll get stuck inside the structure. Then you need to respawn, thus waste another ticket. So kind of make sure you're on the perimeter when it's about to drop, and then you build it up. Also, I want to mention that when you are still kind of running towards the rally area, if you are caught outside of that that pit where everyone is supposed to go to, if that objective is activated, everybody outside of that pit will die. The entrance will collapse, so you'll lose more tickets. So just like I said earlier, no lollygagging in this game mode. You need to get going, and you need to go in fast. Now that mining rig has 2 tiers. Both of them are great for snipers and rangers to camp out in. Everybody else, they can't really jump in top of it, okay? There's another thing I wanted to mention, and that's the spawning system for the troopers. Now you can spawn in at a dropship when you die, or if a ammo crate has been built in the field, the one that's given to you by the game and not one that's built by an engineer, you can also use that as a spawn point. For the keyboard, you just need to cycle through it by pressing A or D. I don't know what that is going to be on the controllers. It might just be the left and right bumper buttons. Alright, so when you do finally trigger this boss fight to occur, a ton of bugs are going to be spawned. There's going to be a lot of gunners. There's going to be lots of warriors. There's going to be a lot of grenadiers and infernos, so if you do have resources like stim fabs, ammo crates, spread them out, because the bugs, because they're such close proximity and there's so many of them, one shot from a grenadier or inferno can destroy everything. So spread out the resources like you would normally do during base building, and you should be okay. You definitely need to make sure that you revive the other troopers, because your tickets at this point is going to be very low, and you need to be able to defeat these boss bugs in order to win the game. There's a chance to spawn one of 2 things, which is the tanker or up to 3 Royal Guard elites. After these boss bugs have been defeated, Vulture 1 will drop down somewhere inside that pit that you're in. It won't despawn the bugs right away, but once they do, it should be easy to run up to them. And during the extraction phase, no bugs will be spawned. So don't sit around expecting to fight any more bugs. There's nothing left to farm. Just hurry up and get in the ship so that other people can move on to the next game, and you actually get more XP the more games you play. So trying to farm the bug kills won't really do too much for you in the long run. So that's kind of what is going on in this game mode. Hopefully that kind of helps you out. But here's some additional tips that I wanted to share with everyone. So when you're playing this game mode, I highly recommend every trooper have some kind of explosive grenade on them, meaning the default grenade that you can get, for each class. Why do I recommend this? Because there's going to be bug holes. Sure, one grenade isn't going to, destroy it, but if your whole squad has something to throw at it, then it'll help to close it faster. And I highly recommend each squad have one demolisher. They should equip the grenade launcher with a sticky grenade modification on it. That deals a significant amount of damage to these bug holes. I've seen plenty of different squads out there that don't have any kind of explosive on them, and they just get absolutely shredded by the bug holes. When you're playing this game mode, you gotta move and shoot. You don't want to camp in one area too long, because the bugs will just continually spawn wave after wave. And I assume that's the game director kind of trying to, push you to fight through them so you move instead of camping. That's all I kind of have. Hopefully that will just give you a better understanding of how the game works. So next time, troopers, hope you stay safe and well, and I hope you continue watching my content. You can always check out the playlist on the right or the recommended video in the middle. But that's enough for me now, and I'll catch y'all next time.